I got cut short on my last video, didn't I? Yes. But it's okay. We'll just keep going. I want to do one more. Because I didn't get to say everything I wanted to say. That's a pretty long one too. Let's just get started with the reading. We're on in Ezekiel 17, the allegory of the eagle. The word of Yahweh was addressed to me as follows: Son of man, put a riddle, propound a parable to the house of Israel. Say, the Lord Yahweh says this. Now we're not in prophesying anymore. We're in parables and riddles. And parables and riddles aren't reality, okay? They're just parables and riddles applied to a certain situation that one can compare it to. But it's not actuality, right? Yes? Okay. A great eagle with great wings, long pinioned, rich with many colored plumage, came to the Lebanon. He took the top of the cedar tree, he plucked off the top branch, he carried it off. There are 4 cedar trees in my oldest daughter's backyard now too. Oh yeah, I have plants. And there are 2 big, beautiful, big red buds as well. You can eat the red bud pods. They're edible. And they got grapevines that need a little help from their friends. But they've got grapevines as well. Very well established, and they're just about to bloom. I have never seen, I honestly have to tell you, I've never seen grapevines bloom. Yes. All right. What did I get here too? Well, but more important things than a parable. Okay. The real actual stuff. Yeah. He took the top of the cedar tree, he plucked off the top branch, he carried it off to the country of merchants and set it down in a city of shopkeepers. Next he took one of the country seeds and put it in a fertile field by the side of a generous stream. Like a willow tree he placed it. It grew and became a fruitful vine of modest size, grew up towards the eagle, its roots grew downwards, so it became a vine, branching out and sprouting new shoots. But there was another great eagle with great wings and thick plumage, and now the vine twisted its roots towards him. Ha 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 ha! Vines do twist. Except for, well, no, that one does too. Vines do twist. It's interesting when they really grow big. Okay. And stretch its branches towards him, for him to water it, away from the bed where it was planted. It was in a fertile field, but by the side of a wide stream that the vine had been planted, to branch out and bear fruit, and become a noble vine. Obviously, we're talking about people. Oh, which reminds me of something else I want to talk about. Oh, this is very interesting. This is like the story of, in a way, Cain and Abel. But which one of the 3 sons actually became a vine that well, they both bore fruit, but the noble vine was whom? Was Seth, right? Well, anyway, interesting. Adam never made it nowhere, poor guy. And Cain started his own. I know. Okay, all right. Let's not get into that one. But I always wondered why it is up at the end, because that goes right along with that. Say, the Lord Yahweh says this: will it succeed? Will the eagle not tear out its roots and strip off its fruit, so that all the new leaves it puts out will wither, and no great strength is needed, nor many people to pull it up by the roots? Planted it may be, will it succeed? Will it not shrivel up when the east wind blows? It will wither in the bed where it was growing. The word of Yahweh was addressed to me as follows: say to that tribe of rebels, Do you not know what this means? Says this. Say this, look, the king of Babylon came to Jerusalem. He carried away the king and the princes and took them to his home in Babylon. He took a member of the royal family and made a treaty with him, forcing him to swear loyalty, having already deported the leading men of the country, so that the kingdom would remain modest and without ambitions, and would keep and honor his treaty. Oh, now we're kind of getting more into what actually happened, which we already know. But the part of okay. But the prince rebelled against him and sent envoys to Egypt to procure himself horses and a large number of troops. Will he succeed? Will a man who has done this go unpunished? Can he break a treaty and go unpunished? As I live, I swear it, declares the Lord Yahweh. As I live, I swear it, declares the Lord Yahweh. God would never talk like that. This is a man thing. People do that. I live, I swear it. In Babylon, if you're an upright, honest person, you don't need to swear on anything. Definitely not on your life or anyone else's life. They're just going to let people believe what they want. If they can't see the truth and who you are, what you do, one does not have to explain oneself if one is upright and honest. As I live, I swear it, declares the Lord Yahweh. In Babylon, the country of the king who put him on the throne, whose oath he has disregarded, and whose treaty he has broken, there he will die. Despite the Pharaoh's great army and hordes of men, he will not be able to save him by fighting, however many earthworks are raised. Earthworks, I almost read earthworms. However many trenches dug to the loss of many lives, he has disregarded the oath by breaking the treaty to which he had pledged himself, and having done all this, will not go unpunished. So the Lord Yahweh says this, as I live, I swear it, my oath which he has disregarded, my treaty which he has broken, I shall make them both recoil on his own head. I shall throw my net over him, he will be cut in my mesh. I shall take him to Babylon, and punish him there for being unfaithful to me. All the pick of all this troops, all the pick of all his troops will fall by the sword, and the survivors be scattered to all the winds. And you will know that I, Yahweh, have spoken. The Lord Yahweh says this. We're getting there. From the top of the tall cedar tree, from the highest branch, I shall take a shoot and plant it myself. On a high and lofty mountain I shall plant it, on the highest mountain in Israel. It will put out branches and bear fruit and grow into a noble cedar tree. Every kind of bird will live beneath it. Every kind of winged creature will rest in the shade of its branches. We read about that already too, but this is a nice, I like this actually. And all the trees of the countryside will know that I, Yahweh, am the one who lays the tall tree low and raises the low tree high, who makes the green tree wither and makes the withered bear fruit. I, Yahweh, have spoken, and I will do it. I would say that at Abel, Cain, and Seth's time, God and Seth did it together. Because Seth obeyed. Seth understood. And even if maybe he didn't understand everything, he knew that maybe due to the examples of his older brothers, that to go a path of obedience was better. Absolute obedience, right? Anywho, and he didn't have to fight Cain anymore. Okay, there's a plus. But if we want to go by that, what did I do with my? I'll find it. But oh, there it is. What I wanted to talk about for quite some time now is that the the difference between the oh let me start with this first. I saw a post, very interesting post, where it says that again it's principle. That's in the principle, actually, in the divine principle as well, that the biblical timeline, right, and the science, and the historical, the past, are not, and the Bible, the timeline of the Bible and science are not the science in Bible and the science, right, that secular science are not fighting each other. And that's true. I've said that many times in the book of Genesis, right, on how the 6 days of creation are parallel to the 6 days of evolution, the six periods of evolution. They're identical. Yes, they're identical. It's just, it's not 6 days. It wasn't 6 days. It's millions and millions of years, but the 6 periods to the 6 days of creation are identical. Anyway, and so I saw this post, and it said that, and I went to the comments. I'm going to go see what people say, and I was flabbergasted on how many people were reading this post completely wrong. How can you read a post like this that was quite clear what they were talking about? Timeline and science, historical facts. They came up with, oh yeah, we had giants and unicorns and stuff like that. They came up with all kinds of stuff, talking serpents, and you wouldn't believe how many people went that route. And I'm going, how does that have anything to do with the timeline, the historical timeline, and science in the Bible compared to what people want to believe without the Bible on what science is, or historical timeline? Right? How did they get to that? The fantasy world, which yes exists here in the Bible, obviously, as well. But when you take all that out and you look at just the facts in the Bible, and then the evolutionary facts, then, well, it is what it is, right? The same. They don't argue with each other. And I was flabbergasted on how dumb the people were who pulled things into it that had nothing to do, actually, with the post. That's a different subject. But this is how they decided to disprove the post. They're going, but you're totally off track. This had nothing to do with. Anyway. Which then again brings me to, which reminded me again of what I've been thinking of, which was the lineage of Cain and the lineage of Seth. On how it's almost as if you can divide the people in the world now into, and have been for a long time, ever since the beginning, I guess, into the people of Seth and into the people of Cain. The vine that had Seth as the first ancestor, when it comes down to it, and the vine that had Cain as the first ancestor. And it grew. And physically there's no difference. But when it comes to the heart to mind, there's a big difference. There's a people out there that has a conscience that won't allow you to abuse a child, to hurt a child, to support anyone who would hurt a child, or coddle people who hurt children with these laws, more and more laws that coddle criminals more than children or adults. There was You'd think it was good. There is somewhere, again, in the United States, they have passed a law that if you rape a child under the age of 12, then you're eligible for the death sentence. Someone went in and said, "What is this? Anyone that rapes anyone, any age, should get the death sentence." All right, I'm not for the death sentence. I do not believe that we decide over the life or death of anyone. That's not our calling. But they can be locked away for the rest of their lives. There's enough money. There's enough food being thrown out. If everybody saves their leftovers, and instead of letting it go in the fridge, puts it in a bucket and brings it to the correctional detention center and prisons and stuff, and that can be the inmates' food. They'll be fed even if there's a lot of them. Right? Yes? Okay. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. Just saying. They're locked up. You shouldn't be coddled. You shouldn't be treated as if, and even better than some people that live on the street or children who hardly have enough to eat. I'm just saying. So, yeah, I went totally with that person. I said, yeah, are you kidding me? Under the age of 12, who would think that way? Who would think that only children under the age of 12, when they get raped, that then the person should get the death penalty? What about all the other guys who say, oh, let's not rape 12-year-olds anymore. Let's do 13-year-olds. We're good then. Who would think that's okay? But someone thinks that's okay. Someone that thinks that, we're going to do the world a great favor if, and they're going to love us for it, if we put this law out where then under the age of 12, man, you rape a kid. Are you getting what I'm saying here? Self-serving agendas. And the person in the comment that said, so the people who went for that law, put that law in place, this snap, they're Kane's people. The person in the comment who says, what are you guys talking about? Any rape, any age, they should get the death penalty. That's a Seth person. That's a person that belongs to Seth's people, God's people. Are you getting what I'm saying? Hence, I've been asking this question for a long time. How is it that people think so differently when it comes to certain things that should be absolutes? I don't get it. That's the reason. I got my answer. It took me a long time to study, to really say, well, you're either one of Seth's people or you're one of Cain's people. Now when I meet anyone, I have a conversation with them, I immediately know which people they belong to. And they'll always get a chance to restore, learn and study, yes, as well. But that's basically what it is. That is the division amongst the people in the world. People of Cain, that's your vine, and you're hanging on to it. And the people in the vine of Seth, yes. We'll find out eventually which one will wither and die, won't we? That's all I have to share this morning. May Heavenly Parent bless, protect you, guide you, embrace you with love. Yes. Eldridge, my dearest brother in faith. Gosh, I hope you're doing all right. Haven't heard from you in a while. I'm praying for you. Hope we're praying still together. And I will talk to you all another time.